Welcome, gamers, to Budget Arcade, a free-to-play gaming podcast. My name is Mark, and with me
My name is Jeff, and this podcast is here to help you navigate through the growing realm of free-to-play games.
Yeah, hold on. I kind of screwed that up a little bit. So can you edit? You can edit that, right?
Nah, can't be done.
Okay. Hashtag free mark.
So that's the thing. We get to hashtag, we free mark. We've been told by the powers that be to stop saying it. So I'm trying to do it subtly by hashtag freeing you to do the opening of the podcast. And you blew it.
I didn't blow it.
You blew it.
It's a loose definition. So this week we're going to talk about the Game Awards, which took place earlier this week, Wednesday, I believe it was, and we're gonna run through the categories, the relevant categories. They got some stupid categories in there that I don't think we need to touch on, but so we'll run through the categories. You'll tell me that you've never played the game.
Yep.
And I'll give you my feedback on why the winner of that particular category is wrong.
Okay.
And we'll just go from there.
All right. So let's start with best esports team. G2 Esports won. What do you know about this?
That is garbage.
Okay. So we'll run through these ones that we don't care about. So we had best esports host.
Yep, garbage.
Who FJ Sejux de Portere. I have no idea. However, Alex Golden Boy Menendez is on here, and I feel like he got snubbed. How do you feel about it?
I will
continuing on
concur.
The esports. Okay, great. On the esports side of things, League of Legends won. Yep, sure. Esports event was the League of Legends World Champion chip thing. Esports coach, I was going to say John Madden, but apparently Danny Zonic Sorensen won that. Best athlete.
Hey, wait a minute,
now,
real quick.
Okay.
What do you think an esport coach does? While they're playing, what do you think they do?
Well, they look and they say, "Hey, dum-dum, you're not playing the point," or they're giving tips because they're monitoring all, let's say, 5 or 6 members of the team and saying, "This is what you guys should be doing." I don't know. I don't want to minimize it because there probably is some sort of function, because you have to have multiple people playing together at the same time and have them on the same page.
Do you think they're wearing like a giant headset with a clipboard, or
usually they are behind? The picture of this gentleman who won has 2 headsets on. So if you go to the Game Awards website, you will see both of his headsets, which means it takes.
That's probably why he won
more. Yes, he's willing to wear 2. Now, I do want to say the best esport athlete was a gentleman by the name of Showmaker. Listen. I'm fine with the term esport. Athlete.
I mean, I guess you gotta condition yourself to, sit in the hunch position for a while. Get your fingers going real good. I don't know.
It's not athletics, okay? Like, I get it. It's a legit competition, and I'm not minimizing esports. It's legit competition. I enjoy watching it. That is not an athlete, because if they are athletes, when I'm playing video games, I'm exercising, and I haven't lost 1 pound.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you're doing it wrong.
That could be. I might just be bad at exercise.
You probably need a esport coach.
You've got a good point. I think you're right. That's what the coaches do. They get us in shape for whatever it is we're doing.
All right, moving right along. All right,
so now you take over, because we're now moving into the games. Although there's the content creator of the year.
Oh, yeah.
The person, Budget Arcade was not nominated. So.
Well, this website that the Game Awards has is absolute garbage. So which category are we on now?
Okay, now we're up to. I've skipped one, I think, the content creator yet, but best multiplayer.
Best multiplayer. That's so the winner was Among Us.
Uh huh. Our most popular episode.
Yes. If you haven't taken a gander either at the budgetarcade.com website or the podcast episode, please do.
Now, on this list, let's run down on this particular lineup. We have Valorant, the new first-person shooter, kind of in the vein you call. It's like a mix between CS:GO, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, and Overwatch. I have no interest in that, but it is quite popular, so that I think should be nominated. There's Fall Guys, which for about 2 weeks took Twitch by storm. There's my pick, Call of Duty Warzone, which would be my choice for best multiplayer of the game of the year. And then Among Us. And then out of nowhere, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Is that a multiplayer game?
I guess so. I know that there's always multiplayer facets to it.
Yeah.
But it's not what I would.
No, I would not classify this multiplayer either.
It's not its primary function. But I think Among Us, I don't think anybody can really disagree. It's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I'm fine with it. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was the best game that you could pick up, play, put down, play with your friends. I have no beef with that pick either. We should also say that that all these winners were chosen by fans. It was a vote.
Oh, is that the case?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay. Well,
I believe it was a worldwide vote for however long, and they compiled the winners.
Great.
I believe so.
Let's move on.
Okay, cool.
So we got the best sports/racing game, and we got Dirt 5, F1 2020, FIFA 21, NBA 2K21, and then Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2,
which was a remake or a remaster.
It's a remake. I think I prefer the term remake because to me a remaster is you take the same game, you increase the resolution, and you dump it out. Is kind of what they did with Kingdoms of Amalur: The Reckoning, or they called it the Re-Reckoning, and it was basically the same game, just the res was turned up. This is actually a full-on bottom-up remake, and they picked it as the winner, which I would agree with. I really like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I think it's fun, and it's the only one that just didn't release the next iteration of the same thing, even though it is just a remake, so they're all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, nah, I don't care.
Did you play any of these?
Yeah, FIFA and NBA. I haven't. I'm not a big racing fan, so the Formula One racing doesn't do anything for me, and Dirt 5 is the same. It's the same game. They're all the same game every year.
Yeah. So we have Best Sim/Strategy game. We've got Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, Microsoft Flight Sim, and XCOM Chimera Squad. I know, and so the winner was Microsoft Flight Simulator. How do you feel about that, Mark?
Cool. I think that a game, if we call it a game, it's because that's one of those weird ones that, I mean, pilots are actually trained on some of this tech. So I don't know if it's really a game or if we're just teaching everybody how to be actual pilots. But I mean, I have not played Microsoft's Flight Simulator.
So I've watched a lot of it, and my film soliloquy co-host Jason is in love with it. I've watched people play it. It's amazing. It's one of those games that gives you a true sense of wonder because the entire world is there for you to fly around. There are a handful of games that blew my mind the first time I played them or even watched them, and this is one of those. I think they absolutely got the right one, baby.
Do you want to go down
as Ray Charles would say?
Do you want to go down a rabbit hole real quick?
Nope.
Okay, good. Let's move on.
But go ahead.
Hashtag free mark. So I'm not a big fan of making this flight simulator tech available to just everybody.
Okay, and we're moving on.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, now that I've seen what the rabbit hole is, I don't want to go down it. Okay.
Wait, so you're saying 9/11 was an inside job?
Oh my God. Now I have to edit. All right.
Best family game. We have Animal Crossing's New Horizons, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live, Home Circuit, and Microsoft Dungeons. Oh, there's a sixth one. And Paper Mario, the Origami King. Now, you've actually played quite a bit of Microsoft.
I played a handful of these. The one that I want to play that I haven't gotten around to is the new Crash Bandicoot. The review's been popular. I played Minecraft Dungeons. Now, Mario Kart Live, we talk about whether something's a game or not. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, isn't it a mobile game?
No. It's like an actual go-kart that has a camera on it that's in your house.
Oh.
And then it's like AR, but it's weird. It's a weird thing to put on this list. They gave it to new Animal Crossing. That's fine. No one cares. Fall Guys would be fine. Crash Bandicoot would be fine. Minecraft Dungeons is good. It's not amazing, but I played it with my son. We beat it. It's fine. But sure, I don't care about any of these. Like, none of this hurts my feelings.
Well, it was the Mario Kart Live Home Circuit game. Was that part of their the kit that Nintendo made that you could make out of cardboard?
Oh no, not the
Lab.
Dang, why? Labo.
Yeah.
No, not part of Labo.
Okay.
I mean, it's interesting. It's like, look it up sometime, but to me, it's like outside of what I would consider part of the Game Awards.
Sure.
But then again, we got Best Fighting for the Best Fighting Game. Tekken did not release a game this year, so it's understandable why they got snubbed, the best fighting series of all time. But we have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, never heard of that. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter 5, the Champion Edition. I wonder if that actually has all the features in it like it should have. One Punch Man and Under Night in Birth EXE Late/R. That's the real name.
You almost pronounce that the same way you pronounce Elon Musk's son's name, so...
Okay.
Hashtag free mark.
Okay. Golly. You know...
You gave me the liberty. I'm just gonna...
I'm thinking I'm hashtag whatever Scott wants to do from here on out. We've got Mortal Kombat 11 was the winner. I think that's the right pick. I mean, Mortal Kombat has sort of come, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but they went from being kind of just the... Why are people calling me? They went from just being the gory game to actually being one of the better fighting series, one of the most consistent fighting series that releases games every, however long, but they've just sort of taken that top fighting spot, that and Smash.
Yeah, I think the Mortal Kombat has come full circle a bit, and over the many, many years that they've been around, they figured it out. They figured out what makes a good fighting game, and they are the most consistent out there, I believe. And I have no problem with this pick.
Okay. You're up next.
Yeah, so best role-playing game. We have Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Genshin?
We did a review on this one, you should know.
Yeah, no, I got lambasted then as well. Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and the winner was Final Fantasy VII Remake. That game was trash. I don't know who voted for this, but...
You did.
No, I did
clearly, not. As the only PS4 owner in the world. But here's my thing. And why I don't like awards being given out for the best of 2020 when we're in 2020 is that even though, I don't know that anybody would accuse it of being the best, but Cyberpunk just came out,
Yeah.
What's the cutoff for this stuff, and how bad is it? That I know. Okay, to be fair, the Final Fantasy VII remake isn't really. I mean, it is a remake. It's a full on. Like the fighting system isn't the turn based that you're used to. It's closer to what you saw in 15, or was it 15? What number are we on now?
I don't know.
300. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But whatever. Like, who cares? I don't really play RPGs. Let's move on to best action and adventure game.
Well, hold on, real quick.
Oh no.
No, hold on, real quick.
Hashtag shut your face. But go ahead.
Genshin Impact. I think it's deserving to be there. I think I actually think that's probably one of the best true RPGs, action RPGs that I played this year. You didn't partake in it, but it's certainly better than Yakuza Like a Dragon. I played that one. I hadn't played Persona 5 or Wasteland 3, but all four of those.
Wasteland 3 is more of a top-down PC style one.
But all four of those, other than Final Fantasy VII Remake, are better than Final Fantasy VII Remake. All Square Enix did was repackage the story into half of a game, and then expect you to buy the second half of the game whenever they get around to releasing the second half of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Anyways, that's a tangent. Let's move on.
Thank God. Okay, so we got, this is more your field, man. I think this is where your happy place is looking at this lineup. We got best action adventure game. We got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, which I already know would be your winner. Were you making the decisions? Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and The Last of Us Part 2, The Last of Us winning. And you told me before we went on the air that was a terrible choice.
It's not that The Last of Us Part 2 is a bad game. It's not a complete game. And not to get too far off topic here, but it's like they didn't know when to end the game, and so then they start piecing together different stories, and it's convoluted to the point where it doesn't need to be. I haven't played Ori and the Will of the Wisp. That's a cool name. I like it. But these other games I have played.
They're great. And I think it should be on there. It's cool to see something that is different on here, though. This is kind of my thing about these action adventure games, is to me they all are kind of the same thing. Like, it's this third person perspective and you're over the shoulder, and you like, they all start to feel the same to me, like a sort of burnout on them. But the only one that's different here is Ori. It's a side-scrolling Metroidvania style game with beautiful 2D art. But we all know that if I were to let you, you would gush about Ghost of Tsushima for the rest of the day.
That is correct.
But clearly that's your pick.
Valhalla is a good game, too. Miles Morales shouldn't be on there. It's not a complete game either. But
yeah. I still want to play it, but
no, it's fun. It's the same. You play Miles Morales, you're playing the first game.
Yeah. So you want to take the next one?
Yeah. Best action game. We have Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, I believe. No, I don't know. But yeah, Alex, I think. Neo 2. And Streets of Rage 4 with Hades taking that category. Did you play Hades?
I did. And a lot of people, it would seem to be the thing for me because it is a roguelite, but there's so much persistent progression that it's not for me. But a lot of other people, like Elliot, he loved it, and that's great. Doom Eternal I did play, and I thought that was a great game. Didn't play Neo 2 or Half-Life, but I did play Streets of Rage 4. And again, this is another one of these games, and including Hades, where they're outside of the norm of what you would see. And the classic beat 'em up of Streets of Rage came back, and it's a great game. So I would pick that just for my personal choice.
Doom Eternal is a fantastic, fun,
Oh, I agree.
first-person shooter that never takes itself too seriously. And if they had given it Doom Eternal, I think that would have been fine too.
I'd have been happy with it. I think the problem with that is that it's not as good as the first one, from what I understand. That the first one was a little more focused and this one's a little less, but I enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to skip this next category because I don't.
Real quick,
I mean,
real quick.
I don't really know anything. Okay.
On this topic, innovation of accessibility. The only thing I can say about it is from playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, is that there is a litany of different menu options for playing Valhalla if you do happen to have a disability. And that was the first time I've experienced a game booting up and asking me, hey, do you want the controls to be this way for accessibility reasons? Or are you colorblind and do you want, the screen to appear this way or that way? So I thought that was pretty cool. Last of Us had a little bit of that. I don't remember it being very pronounced, but I don't know about these other games.
Yeah, and that's more of the thing is I don't know. I haven't played any of these, actually. I do think it's important, and I think one of the things that I've seen is the Xbox adaptive controller, and I've seen videos of people who have various disabilities able to plug in different extensions and allow people with all sorts of disabilities and different challenges to be able to play the game. So I think that should also be part of it, but that's not that year. I just don't know much about these features in these games other than having a colorblind setting seems to go without that it should be in every game at this point.
Yeah.
So we got the best VR. Who cares?
Yeah.
Half-Life Alyx won. Does anybody VR? It's just so...
Sony's hoping you do.
All right, best community support. What the heck? Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity, game updates, and patches. They just make up categories?
Yes.
It's like people actually like this game. All right, we're not doing that one. We're skipping it. All right, best mobile game. This is kind of our wheelhouse, right? We've played most of these games. Pokemon Cafe Mix, the only one we haven't. But we played Legends of Runeterra, Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, and Among Us. Among Us taking the crown. I think that's absolutely fair. Personally, I think if I'm picking which one's the best game, it's Runeterra. I think it's the most well-designed game. But you can't deny Among Us' popularity.
Yeah, Genshin Impact, I didn't particularly like it on mobile. It's a very heavy game. As far as the graphics and the engine running it, I just can't see playing that particular title for very long on a mobile device. It's hands down best experience on either the console or PC. But yeah, Among Us is a fine pick. So let's move on to best indie title. This is your wheelhouse.
This is my wheelhouse.
We have Carrion. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Hades, Spelunky 2, which you would probably vote for. Spiritfarer?
Yeah. So I've played all of these except... Well, I haven't played Carrion. I've seen enough videos, but I haven't played Fall Guys. But I played Hades. I'm fine with it. It's fine. It doesn't blow me away like it does everyone else. I played Spiritfarer. That's a really cool story-driven game. Not my genre. But Spelunky 2 is awesome. It's so good. So that would be my pick, definitely.
Yeah, I haven't played any of these.
Yeah, I don't think they'd suit you either.
Yeah.
Like, because you are more into the big spectacle, single player story games. That's your deal. So now we've got the best ongoing. This is outstanding development over ongoing content that evolves the player's experience over time. This is, again, kind of more our wheelhouse. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky winning.
How did Fortnite not win?
because I don't know. I've been out of the loop on it for so long. But to me, Warzone is my favorite of these games. It's the one I keep playing the most. But all of them, that's fine. Who cares? Who cares about awards? Games for impact. Thought-provoking games. No one cares. We're moving on. Best performance. I guess this is a... I'm moving on. I don't want to do that one.
Well, hold on. Hold on. So best performance, you get the two main characters from Last of Us 2. The actresses that played Ellie and Abby. I don't really see how you pick either one of those because the story was split and whatever. Then you have Daisuke Tsuji, who played Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima. The guy who played Hades in Hades, and then the young man that played Miles Morales, Najee Jeter. And they picked Abby as the winner. Okay, cool.
Okay, so
honestly,
but you're saying we could have moved on.
The Daisuke Tsuji is probably the best one there. But anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so best audio design. I didn't play any of these games, so Ghost of Tsushima should win, right, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
actually, so The Last of Us 2 won, and the sound design in that game is pretty phenomenal. So I don't have a problem with it.
Best score and music. We've got Doom Eternal, which has some just thrashing metal. Final Fantasy VII, which...
Okay. What? How did Final Fantasy VII Remake win that?
Well, so you have the original soundtrack by... Why am I blanking on this dude's name? I can't think of his name. He's a legend.
John Williams.
But I'm blank. No. Matsu... Hideo... Okay, I don't know.
The guy that scored Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, also wrong.
Okay.
We're moving on again. Hades, Will o' the Wisp. I will say Hades has a good soundtrack, but not enough for me to care about. Last of Us Part 2. Whatever. Okay, best art direction. Mark?
Yeah. No, it's so you had Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will o' the Wisp, and Last of Us Part 2. Ghost of Tsushima won. It's hands down. It's one of the most beautiful games I've ever played.
Now, I will say the art in Hades is good. I think Ori has some of the most gorgeous 2D art in any game.
Yeah,
and art is subjective, right? So
that's true. And so, like, is it in Hades? Is it 2D art or is it actually 3D?
It's isometric top-down 2D art.
All right.
It looks good. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. It's just the entire environment, the way you interact with it, the way it really is a companion to your character in the game. It's because so much in game is based off what the environment does. So
yeah,
I can see this game taking this hands down.
So let's go into another category where you're going to talk about Ghost of Tsushima some more. It's best narrative. We've got 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. Who's heard of that game? I haven't. Final Fantasy VII again, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Last of Us Part 2, Last of Us winning. Why is Ghost of Tsushima better than Last of Us?
Can I tell you why Last of Us Part 2 should not have won?
Let's hold that thought because
right.
the next category is best game direction.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII again, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, and Last of Us. Last of Us winning again.
Yeah.
Now we go to Game of the Year. Hold your thoughts.
Okay.
Because we're going to hear the same thing again. Game of the Year, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizons from left field, and the winner, Last of Us Part 2. Now, Mark...
All of that is wrong. It's all not the nominees, but the winner for these past three categories for The Last of Us Part 2 taking these best narrative what? The narrative is disjointed. It doesn't know when to stop. It doesn't know when to give the character a break. And so what they did was they crafted Last of Us Part 3 and threw it into Last of Us Part 2. And short-sighted the character of Abby to where, she starts as the villain, and then you play her redemptive arc, and then you come together at the end of the game for this big finale. And it's like, pick a side. Don't give me this however many hour game where you don't know what you're doing with the narrative, and then the Game Awards, don't give it all the awards because it's not that great.
There you have it.
I'm actually surprised that Hades and Animal Crossings got nominated.
Yeah, it's cool to see an indie game get recognized, and while it's not my cup of tea, it's not my favorite indie game of the year. That would probably be Spelunky 2. But I get it. It's actually kind of overrated. You know how you feel about Last of Us?
Yes.
That's how I feel about Hades. Like, to me, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is the worst episode of Budget Arcade since World of Tanks.
That's not true.
Why do we do?
That's not true at all.
Okay, that's true.
If we really want to boil it down, all right. So I'll give you one. You can take one out. You can put one in for Game of the Year.
Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me pull this back up here. Okay, so I'm taking one out and I'll put one in. I will. I haven't played Last of Us, so it's hard to say what I would take out because most of these. Animal Crossing, though, really. If I'm putting a game in for Game of the Year, it's Warzone.
Okay. I mean, any particular reason why?
But like Spelunky 2 is really great. What else did I play this year? I mean,
nothing for Budget Arcade.
You need to watch your tone, okay? Because I play almost all the games, almost all of them. I just didn't play Genshin Impact, and then I didn't record afterwards. Right? Some people play one round of Fruit Ninja and then base a review on it. I didn't do that.
We are professionals here at Budget Arcade.
I don't know. You got anything else to say, Mark? You know what? I'm going to take us down a tangent.
Okay.
I don't care for awards shows and awards, really. To me, especially for art, like it makes sense in sport where there's statistics and there's goals. You know what I mean? Like the touchdown leader or defensive player of the game or the season or whatever. That's fine. But it's art. It doesn't matter. There's no tangible
art is subjective
measurements you can make. Yeah. And it's like, who cares? I don't want this. I never asked for video game awards.
Yeah, that's a pretty good, pretty interesting point you're making, where somebody came up with all of these ideas. A team of people put together all of these games. It is literally their passion. I mean, they're getting paid to do it, but they do it because they love it. And here we are going, that game sucks.
No. Oh, the games, yes. I thought you were talking about the Game Awards, because the Game Awards, I think, is just one big advertisement.
Oh, for sure.
It's not passionate.
Well, the only reason the Game Awards exists is to announce some future games that are coming out, like a new game, prehistoric Vin Diesel game was announced at the Game Awards, and I assure you, nobody cares.
All right. Well, what's your game of the year, we ask? Or what did you think? Do you like the Game Awards? Because I don't. But anyway, what's it matter? You can hit us up on Twitter and Instagram at Budget Arcade. You can go to our website where it's actually being updated, Elliot, by the one and only Mark. And he does a great job writing up Very detailed things. So if you like to read with your eyeballs as opposed to listen with your ears holes, go there, budgetarcade.com, facebook.com/budgetarcade to get at us on the Facebooks. And our music is, of course, by Stimmage. You can find his music on metroidmetal.com. Game on.
Imagineville Podcast Network.
America's beverage companies are working together
to reduce plastic waste in our environment.
Not all plastic is the same.
At the Coca-Cola Company,
Keurig Dr. Pepper,
and PepsiCo.
Our bottles are made to be remade.
We're carefully designing them
to be 100% recyclable, including the caps.
And we're investing in community recycling improvements
so that every bottle we get back
can be used to make new bottles.
That completes the circle and reduces plastic waste.
Please help us get every bottle back.
Learn more at everybottleback.org.
Meyer brand snacks promise the great value you expect with a quality guarantee in every bite. And summertime snacking is our most favorite snacking season of all because Meyer brand makes it deliciously easy. From new lemonade flavors to classic ingredients for backyard s'mores to creamy ice cream varieties like new limited edition Purple Cow by Meyer Very Berry Americana with ribbons of real strawberry and blueberry swirls waving in creamy vanilla ice cream. Stop into Meyer and discover big taste and bigger savings on Meyer brand summertime snacks.